Now at 6, they thought they won the grand prize, only to be left in disbelief.
It's worse to say you'll get this thing and your life has changed forever. Oh, but sorry. No, it's not.
New tonight, KGW investigates bankruptcy at Publishers Clearinghouse, and the winners left with nothing.
Pretty sure I'm going to lose my home.
Plus, an Oregon firefighter's family speaks after Border Patrol arrested him on the job.
For me personally, my biggest fear is, just my brother going back, and then just not having any of us there.
And the latest Portland homeless shelter set to open in just hours as the controversy and pushback continues.
It's a plan that has no ability to solve the actual problem.
Taking no action would be unacceptable.
Thanks for joining us. I'm David Molko.
And I'm Christine Pitawanich. Tonight, a KGW investigation into Publishers Clearinghouse, the company made famous for its prize patrol that delivered those oversized checks. Turns out, some of the biggest winners aren't getting paid after the company went bust.
Investigator reporter Kyle Laboshi spoke with some of those winners. So Kyle, first of all, how did this happen?
Long story short, Publishers Clearinghouse went bankrupt in April. Court records show the company owes all kinds of people money, including lenders, employees, and even some jackpot winners.
Stop making excuses. Only Publishers Clearinghouse can make you so rich, so fast. So enter.
There's no place like our house.
For decades, Publishers Clearinghouse made dreams come true.
Hi, people. It's true. It's really true.
And in August of 2012, the prize patrol delivered. John Wiley of Southern Oregon figured he was set for life.
You are John Wiley.
Yes, I am.
You're shaken. Just as it says here, you have won $5,000 a week forever.
The jackpot allowed John to retire and move closer to his kids. He bought a house near Bellingham with enough land for the 4 dogs and 2 goats.
Bah! Bah, bah!
Earlier this year, John expected his forever prize payment to arrive, as it always did. $260,000 direct deposit. But the money never came. And in April, Publishers Clearinghouse filed for bankruptcy.
I thought, why didn't somebody at least give me a heads up? Hey, we're going out of business, something. But no, it's like somebody just cut the cord and I'm falling.
With no annual prize payment, the 61-year-old is scraping by. He relied on that income. It was his lifeline and was supposed to be forever.
Sold my jet ski, sold my trailer. I had a little bit of money left over, and that's what I'm living on right now.
John's had trouble finding work, and the bills are piling up.
Pretty sure I'm going to lose my home.
And he's not alone.
February 28th, and the prize patrol is in Cottage Grove, Oregon.
In 2021, Publishers Clearinghouse delivered an oversized check to Tamar Veach and promised the prize winner $5,000 a week for life.
We were fine before, but it definitely opened a lot of doors for us, fun stuff to do with the kids. We were able to travel.
When the prize payout unexpectedly didn't arrive, Tamar and her husband Matthew had to reshuffle the family budget. They have 3 kids and a mortgage to pay for.
What kind of position does this put you folks in?
We're not drowning, but
right. It's real tight.
Yeah.
It's real tight.
The couple, both disabled Army veterans, feel Publishers Clearinghouse strung them along with excuses and delays before the company went bust.
And really, it's cruel.
Because you do change people's lives, and now you've messed it up.
Well, and it's worse, right? It's worse to say you'll get this thing and your life has changed forever. Oh, but sorry. No, it's not.
Bankruptcy records show Publishers Clearinghouse has at least 10 unpaid prize winners. Most are owed more than $2 million.
Here we have a really, really bad situation. There's not enough to pay everyone.
University of Oregon law professor Andrea Coles-Bier says in bankruptcy proceedings, these prize winners join the list of unsecured creditors.
So the likelihood of them getting paid?
Very slim. I'm not going to say as slim as the odds of they're actually winning the lottery, but yeah, there's not going to be much left over.
So how did this happen to an American institution like Publishers Clearinghouse, the direct mail marketing company known for its prize patrol?
We were at one point in time the most loved company in the U.S.
Darrell Lester is a retired company executive and author of Downfall of an Icon, the true inside story of Publishers Clearinghouse. He said the company used to protect winners by setting aside the money up front in secure bank or insurance accounts.
I know for a fact in my day, there was a 30-year annuity that was prepaid in the winner's name. Something changed.
In July, a company called ARB Interactive bought Publishers Clearinghouse out of bankruptcy. ARB says it'll keep running contests, but will only pay out prizes awarded after it took over. A spokesperson admitted, "We recognize the impact this has had on past winners and the disappointment caused by the bankruptcy process."
Thank you. How can I ever thank you guys?
These prize winners are disappointed, yes.
As long as I can make somebody else happy with some of this, that'll be good with me.
But mostly, they just wish they had time to prepare for the lost income and the broken promise.
I was proud of the fact that I left my children something. Now I can't leave them anything, and it really disappoints me.
And just to expand on that point, Forever Prize winners were supposed to be paid weekly for the rest of their life. Then, after they die, the weekly payments continue for a recipient of their choosing. So in many ways, this bankruptcy impacts not just the winners, but their children.
Yeah, a bit of a 1-2 punch there. I'm really curious here, Kyle. Are they all in the same boat? Or any of them getting paid?
So that's what's interesting. I reach out to prize winners all across the country to get a sense of, are you getting paid or not? And some of them, they are getting paid, believe it or not. How? Because they took the lump sum. So in this instance, you had the choice. You could take the weekly payments for life or a lump sum. In this case, the lump sum was definitely the better decision.
The way to go.
Yeah.
Wow. And, I just wonder, could this happen to, other games, other contests out there?
Right, and a lot of people play those games on their phone or wherever else, and frankly, it depends. A privately run contest or sweepstakes, yes, there is a risk if the company goes bankrupt. State lotteries, though, are different. So by law, those payouts are guaranteed by the state.
Well, in this case, changing lives, I suppose, in more ways than one.
Yeah.
Kyle, always appreciate your reporting. Thanks so much.
In tonight's headlines, a motorcyclist is dead after a crash and a wild series of events in the Woodlawn neighborhood. It all happened this afternoon at about 3:45, starting with a crash near Northeast 15th and Lombard. While an ambulance was taking the injured motorcyclist to the hospital, that ambulance also got into a crash after driving just a few blocks. A second ambulance showed up to take the motorcyclist for treatment, but they died at the hospital. A driver in the original crash also has minor injuries. We'll update you when we learn more about what happened.
In Clark County, the Evergreen School District has once again canceled school for tomorrow as bargaining continues with classified staff. According to the district, administrators met with the union again today, but have still not reached an agreement with paraeducators, bus drivers, and others. The district says it is open to negotiating again tomorrow. Students will be able to get free breakfast and lunch and access certain school buildings while this strike continues.
Portland firefighters had to deal with a brush fire today that sparked near Oaks Bottom in the Selwood area. It started just before 2 o'clock this afternoon. This particular one was a challenge for crews because there are limited fire hydrants in the area. Firefighters set up tankers on the Springwater Trail to get water to the flames. Matt?
All right, Christine, thank you very much. Another hazy and very warm day around the Northwest. Portland, again, it's clear except for the haze out there, and it is 89 degrees. So it'll be a warm night, which is great that it'll be warm. The haze, not so much, because there is a slight chance that the Aurora Borealis, the northern lights, will be visible over the Northwest tonight. Now, this is the view line here, this blue line. We'd like to see that a little farther south. You can see it's cutting across Washington, so better chance the farther north you go. But if you want to give it a shot, this time around, you need to be patient. You always need to be patient, let your eyes adjust and look away from the city lights, get to the north where there's no city lights in your view to the north. But the best time this time around is a little later. Usually it's just after midnight. This seems like it'll be more like the 2 to 5 a.m. time frame for this one for sure. So we like to see the K index, that's an index of solar activity, get down to about 7, but it's only going to be in the 4 or 5 range tonight. So again, not the best. And again, we are fighting some haze. You can see a clearer sky farther north, guys.
Yeah, definitely hope some people might be able to squint and see him. Thank you so much, Matt.
This evening, the family of an Oregon firefighter arrested by Border Patrol last week has concerns and questions about what comes next.
You may recall 2 Oregon firefighters were arrested while helping fight the Bear Gulch fire in northwest Washington. Devin Haskins spoke to the brother of a man from Independence, now in an ICE facility in Tacoma.
Jose Cruz Estrada was born in Mexico and moved to the United States in 2003 at a young age. He's a father, a small business owner, and a wildland firefighter. About 2 weeks ago, he was called up to help with the Bear Gulch fire on the Olympic Peninsula.
His position on there is he's a sawyer, so he uses his chainsaw, cutting up brushes and felling trees.
That's Oscar, Jose's younger brother. On Wednesday, as fire crews were awaiting orders, several federal Border Patrol agents,
They just showed up, demanded papers.
Border Patrol says agents were asked by the Bureau of Land Management to verify fire crew rosters. 2 of the 44 people checked were found to be in the country illegally. Both are from Oregon. Jose Cruz Estrada had a prior removal order stemming from a 2013 drug bust. He was deported, re-entered the country, and deported again. Oscar says his brother came back in 2019 and has remained out of trouble.
Obviously, he came back, and since he's been back, I've seen him differently. I mean, the first thing he almost did was create his own business. Secondly, I can find people to attest that, he hasn't been in the same activities as before.
In the almost week since his brother's arrest, he says it's been an up and down experience.
For me personally, my biggest fear is, just my brother going back and then just not having any of us there. He has a son here. He has a business here that he's worked on for a while now.
He also worries about what's next.
He hasn't really heard much. We haven't really heard much other than they're just holding them there.
He does worry that this arrest, while actively fighting a fire, could create some mistrust issues between firefighters and fire management. He says the family is now trying to raise enough money to get a lawyer up to Tacoma to help his brother. I'm Devin Haskins, KGW News.